Hey viewers, my name's Kara. This is my personal channel, CuteWitch772, and today is Samhain Eve. So it's All Hallows Eve Eve. This is October 30th. I'm planning on uploading this late tonight for you. I decided to do something a little bit different today for a video. I do have a topic. It's gonna bother me that the reflection of my screen is in this because I decided to hang this here and now there's just this miniature me over there the whole time. I'm gonna take this down. Okay, it'll go back. It's gonna go right here. This is my documentation from Suge that says I have all rights and blessings to be my most vibrant, authentic, magical self. So, but I'm gonna move it because the reflection bothers me. So I decided I'm gonna do something a little bit different for this video. I do have a topic in mind that I'm also gonna record tonight that I will post for you later this week that is Samhain related. But then I thought of this and I thought this will be more fun to do to actually put up tonight. So what I want to do is show you how I go about learning songs from different books to use in my rituals because I love singing, I love music, I love chanting. So anytime there's a chant or a song in a book or like just the text and you can make up your own tune, I love doing that. But also, one of my favorite books that I have is Circle Round, Raising Children in Goddess Traditions. It's by Starhawk, Diane Baker, and Anne Hill. And I love this because it is designed for celebrating all sorts of pagan things with children, which means there are child-appropriate stories, activities, songs that are easy to learn. And so because it's designed for children, I find that it's really great for using in simple ritual, public ritual, things that you want other people to follow along with because it's going to be really easy. So I like drawing from this whenever I create ritual for my partner and I to do together because my partner is pagan but not as versed in different forms of ritual, hasn't been doing it as long as I have. And also, yeah, anytime that I do things for public groups, semi-public groups, just, folks who don't know each other very well, we don't know all of the same things necessarily. I love using books like this for that kind of information. So there is one song in the chapter about Samhain, and this book does not just have Wheel of the Year celebrations, that's just part of this book is celebrations of the 8 Sabbats. But there's much more to the book than that, so I do highly recommend this book, especially if you have kiddos, but I don't have kids yet, and I love this book. So, yeah, but there's one song for Samhain in here. It's called Blood of the Ancients, so it has to do with celebrating our ancestors, which is something that we do at this time. Happy Beltane, by the way, if you live in the Southern Hemisphere. Folks in the Southern Hemisphere are celebrating Beltane when we in the Northern Hemisphere are celebrating Samhain for anyone who might have tuned into this video who's new to celebrating the Wheel of the Year. It's based on the seasons, not the calendar dates. So in the Southern Hemisphere, it's flipped. And when they have Samhain, it doesn't line up with the calendar date of Halloween at all. Same thing with winter solstice and Christmas. Don't line up at all in the Southern Hemisphere because our calendar is seasonal based, not dates. So, the dates do happen, like the date of the solstice, but it's not a fixed date on the calendar is what I meant. Anyway, so it's called Blood of the Ancients. The words and music are by Ellen Klaver or Klaver. If you are a guitarist or a pianist or anything, this is the sheet music and the chords are there. I'm going to autofocus. If I had my editing software, I would take a picture of this and put it up on the screen for you, but I don't have that, so this is what we have right now. Cool. Take a screenshot, pause it, Well, if you pause it, then it'll have the pause button in the middle. You won't be able to see it. But take a screenshot. Get it? Okay. So it's copyrighted. It's from this book. All right, so what I'm going to do, because I don't play piano and I don't play guitar, I'm learning ukulele, really. But what I do play is the flute, which you may have seen in the thumbnail of this video. So there was no spoiler here. You knew from the get-go. So what I do, because a flute is in the same key as most of these things are written in, essentially like any basic piano music, I can approximate in a cold read on the flute. I don't think that means it's in the same key, because obviously everything's in a different key. So it's been a while since I've had to know the terminology, but I started playing the flute in 5th grade in school. That's when they made us choose an instrument. And then 5th grade or 4th grade? Somewhere around there. And then I continued playing flute all throughout high school. And then after high school, I own my flute, so I've just always had it, and I fiddle around with all the sheet music that I still have. And I'm by no means a professional flautist, so I can't do a lot of really complicated stuff, but stuff like this, super easy for me. So here's what I do when I don't necessarily think that I can just look at it and know what the note is. So if you read sheet music, you can tell basically when the next note is a little bit higher, when it's one step lower, when it goes 2 steps lower. You can see that visually, even if you don't know what that note sounds like off the top of your head. So a lot of times if somebody gives you the starting note, you can follow it, because you can say, okay, well, this is the same note, same note, same note. It hasn't moved. It just gets held out longer. And then this is a step and a half above, and then that's the same note again. So sometimes I can figure it out if I know the first thing. But so for example, that's the first note. It's an E. Or in the octave I'm probably going to sing it. So what I'm going to do is play the first section at a time, and then I'll sing it. Play the next section, sing it. And this is how I teach myself how these songs go. So you're basically just watching me do it. And I'll put the lyrics in the description. Sorry, I keep doing it so you think I'm going to start playing. Psych! I'll put the lyrics in the description, but I do hope that you took a screenshot if you had the chance, or do so afterwards, and then you can look at it and listen. So here we have, I did it again, I'm sorry. I can actually play all of this in the lower octave, which is how it's written, except the last 2 notes, I don't know how to play them that low on this flute. I don't remember, it's been too long. So I can play the entire thing in the higher octave, but I'm gonna play it all in the lower octave first, because I think it sounds pretty and spookier and more somber and honoring that way. All right, we're actually gonna play now. It's the blood of the ancients. I'm gonna play that one again. Okay, cool. It's the blood of the ancients. First section. Second section. That runs through our veins. And you can sing this in the lower octave, you can sing it in the higher octave. Once you learn it, if you're really good at harmony by ear, you can just harmonize with it. You can do whatever you want, but this is the melody. I need to move it a little bit more this way because I'm realizing I'm looking too far to the right. Okay, here we go. There's also a lamp right here, so I'm like trying not to hit the lamp. Okay. I'm gonna play that first line again, the whole line. realized I was playing the rhythm wrong. It's the blood of the ancients that runs through our veins, through our... It goes up. Through is only an eighth note. It's the blood of the ancients that runs through our veins. Got it. That's it. Let's do that line one more time, just in case you are learning it along with me. You might need more. You can always replay the video too. Replay, replay, replay. Here we go. It's the blood of the ancients that runs through our veins. Cool. Let's move on. The next line, the lyrics are, and the forms pass, which I take to mean like our physical body. The forms that we take may pass, may change, may be altered. Excuse me. And the forms pass. So I'm going to add that in to the beginning. Maybe. It's the blood of the ancients that runs through our veins, and the forms pass. Some of you might be auditory learners, and it's easier for you to just listen to it and hear it and just know it rather than looking at the words or the music. But some of you might be visual, you might like seeing that music, so many, many ways. But there's a lot of things that we learn just by hearing them chanted around the fire, and you just pick them up and you never see sheet music for them in your life. And there's other times when you see lyrics written down, but different people have different tunes. So sometimes you'll know a tune for years, and then you'll sit with another group and start singing it, and you'll start singing your tune, and they know a slightly different tune, and sometimes they're in harmony, but sometimes it sounds a little like somebody's wrong. Yeah, just because people have different tunes for things. All right, the last line of this song is, but the circle of life remains. I cannot play how low the last two notes go. So. Whoa, I gotta start over here. I can't play it. It's a low B and a low A below the staff. Can't play that low. The lowest note I know how to play on this is that low C. But the circle of life remains. So if I play it up the octave, not a B flat. Okay, this is unedited. It's not a B flat, it's a B natural. But the circle of life remains. And of course you can also sing this a lot slower. So I can play the whole thing in the higher octave. I'll just go ahead and do that so you hear what it sounds like. But it sounds a lot brighter and happier in the higher octave, which isn't bad. It doesn't have to be a somber song just because it's Samhain and it's the dark part of the year. Like, it doesn't have to sound dark and brooding. But I feel like it just sounds a lot more formal. It just sounds more formal in the lower octave to me, if that makes sense. But it can absolutely be a happy song too. So here we go. guys repeated, but that's the whole thing. It's the blood of the ancients that runs through our veins, and the forms pass, but the circle of life remains. It's the blood of the ancients that runs through our veins, and the forms pass, but the circle of life remains. One more time. It's the blood of the ancients that runs through our veins, and the forms pass, but the circle of life remains. Did it! Congrats! If you followed along with that, you have now learned a song. Again, I will put it up here for you. It's Blood of the Ancients by Ellen Klaver, and it is printed in circle round. I need to autofocus for you. There you go. You just learned that. See, if you can't read sheet music, now it seems less intimidating, right? You just learned that. Cool. And again, if you are a guitar player or a piano player, the chords here that they're giving are A minor and G major. But I can't play that. I can play a G major chord. I could probably play an A minor chord. I'd have to look it up, but I could do it. Especially if you only have to do it 3 times. It only gives you 3 points in this song to do it. Yeah, so if you want to use that in your celebration, now you know it. And that's how I learn the songs in this book and anything else that I see sheet music online for. I just get out my flute and play it because I'm fairly good at sight reading basic stuff. So there we go. That's how we do it. I hope you enjoyed that. I don't play the flute for YouTube ever. I'm not great at it. I was much better at it in high school when I did it on a daily basis and like did competitions and stuff. And I won some cute little like pins, like little medals that are somewhere. I don't know where they are. But yeah. Happy Samhain, blessed Samhain, blessed Beltane, merry Beltane if you're in the southern hemisphere. I will see you guys next time because I have some other stuff to record for you, but you'll see it later. Don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye.